so many times. Have your hands on your tails. Stay standing, head sit down. I can't believe it, it's cracking this list. If you have your hands on your tails, you remain here, I'm afraid, head to the shielding picture, the dinner before the grown up and the score £50 voucher has been won by the slightly younger gentleman of the two.
17, I was still playing 13 cricket, and everybody in their life needs a little bit of luck. And if it hadn't been for Phil Carrick, who was an ex-Yorkshire captain, coming to Putticons and saying you should be in the third team, you should be in the first team, I wouldn't be here now, because he dragged me from the third team straight to the first team. He badgered Yorkshire to take me on to the academy. He had a friend, Richard Lunn, who was coaching over in South Africa, or Luton in South Africa, in Johannesburg, who ran a cricket team. He said, right, in the winter we're going to send you over there to learn how to play on different conditions. And basically from 16 to 18, Phil Carrick took me under his wing and took me from a third team cricket player to a first team Yorkshire player. He was one of our sponsored by Jaguar, and the Jaguars came in, we all had an XF, and they were all black. And everybody had gone to training. I was injured, so I didn't bother going to training. I was having physio, and I thought, I know what, I'm going to change all the keys around in the dressing room. I'm going to move all the cars around. So I moved the cars around so they were parked exactly. I was taking things out and putting them in other cars, and it was a week before they realised that they were driving around in everybody else's car. His rich vein of form has come from very much, he played, and there was a famous song, Mitchell Johnson, he bowls to the left, he bowls to the right, his name's Mitchell Johnson, and he's shocking. So he was very bad. He went away, he worked with sports psychologists, he worked with an ex-army guy who got him to not to think about the outcome, but think about the process and win every battle. There's lots of little battles within every sport, with every thing that you do, and got him to focus on every single battle. And he came back, and he's been a revelation. Not only has he blown England away, he went to South Africa, and he's blown South Africa away as well. And Australia have been in a rich vein of form. So it's not just England that can't cope with Mitchell Johnson.
He's not one of the quickest, though, is he?
It's 95 mile an hour.
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
What speed did you bowl at?
Mid-80s when I was in my pomp. Low 70s when I retired.
Was the best game, but for me, as a Leicester man, a club man that joined there in 1990 and enjoyed many years of successful years beating Northampton. They don't do it quite as often now because I'm not playing, obviously, but no, I enjoyed my time there. For me, you don't get international honours without club rugby. So my favourite game has to be the second time we won the we got to the Heineken Cup final. We got there in '97, beat Toulouse in the semi-final, and I think we just thought we had to turn on because we were playing Brive. They were a lower ranked team, and I thought we'd done the job. We turned up there, and after 20 minutes we were 17-0 down, and we lost that game. It took us 4 years to get back into the Heineken Cup final, and it was against Stade Francais, who were a top French club. It was the Parc des Princes in France, 100 yards up the road, and it was just a great feeling to overcome a top French side in the Heineken Cup. And the Heineken Cup is as near to international football as you get in terms of physicality, mentality. So to get the job done there was incredible, and goes down as my favourite game ever.
Well, I mean, Northampton Town,
Northampton Town. Sorry? No, I think it's good to see the guys getting some results, and hopefully they'll stay up this year. I've always had family in Northampton, funny enough. My aunts and uncles have lived here, so always up and down the motorway to Northampton quite a bit.
So, in your managerial career, before once again we start talking about your own career, who was the best player you've ever managed?
Ever managed? That's a tough one. Some good players.
Would Gaz be up there?
Yeah, I think Gaz has got to be there. Absolute genius as a player. You know, he was flawed in many ways. I think he had an interesting evening last year with him. And unfortunately, that sums the situation up with Gaz, even when he was a player. I mean, we were talking about that on the table. I mean, he just wanted to play football. He didn't want to be the real sort of superstar. He was only happy when he was playing football. But he was a genius, and he was a player that I felt could change games. And it was a dying breed when you had a player that could go past 2, 3, maybe 4 players. That is a breed. You know, Giggs had that ability. Unfortunately for England, he was Welsh. But, but for 15 years we were dying out for a left-sided player, and after playing, you know, at 15 for England, he went to Wales for some unknown reason. No, Gaz would have been the one. He was a difficult lad to manage as well off the pitch, but he was harmless, really. You know, he really was harmless.